always patient and kind. It is never jealous. Love is never boastful nor conceited. It is never rude or selfish. It does not take offense and is not resentful. Love takes no pleasure in other people's sins, but delights in the truth. It is always ready to excuse, to trust, to hope, and to endure whatever comes.
I, Lady Elizabeth Sullivan, do solemnly swear
to take Jamie Elizabeth
take Landon Rollins Carter as my lawfully wedded husband,
to honor, to cherish her
all
the days of my life. Jamie and I had a perfect summer together, with more love than lots of people know in a lifetime. And then she went, with her unfailing faith.
All right, everybody give it up for the movie Walk to Remember. If you are looking for a good movie to watch that won't get you into trouble, A Walk to Remember would be that movie. Angela and I watched the movie when we were engaged, so that's how old that movie is, but it's really, really good. Again, how many of you have watched that? All right, quite a few of you. How many of you think it was a really good movie? All right, almost everyone? All right, very cool. Question. How many of you have ever been to this very special thing called a wedding before? All right, most of us have. A wedding has all kinds of different parts to it. First of all, the bridesmaids and the groom start walking down the aisle and they look all fancy and happy, yet they're sad because they're not the ones getting married. And then the flower girl and the ring bearer comes down the aisle, and then all of a sudden the bride comes down with the father most of the time, and then the bride is given away, and then the groom takes the bride, they go up onto the platform, and then the pastor gives them a charge. That's what it's called, kind of talking about marriage and all kinds of stuff. It's called a charge. Very good. So it gives them a charge, and then they say vows to each other, and then they exchange rings. Everybody say rings? Rings. They exchange rings with each other, then they go and do the unity. Candle. Unity what? All right, does anyone know it other than Holly Ann? Unity? Candles. They do the unity candles, they come back, and then the pastor says, I now pronounce you husband and wife. So-and-so, you may kiss your bride. Very good. Now, to be honest, the greatest, most awesome, significant part of that whole process is obviously the kissing of the bride, because that is the end. It's the awesomest part. And yes, but at any rate, for tonight, I want to focus on the ring and the meaning and the importance of the ring. The ring is something that is a visible sign of an inward, spiritual, emotional commitment. Again, the ring is an external, visible sign of an inward, spiritual, emotional commitment. It's a sign to the world that you're taken. It's a sign to the world that someone belongs to you, that you belong to them. It's a sign to the rest of the world that it's hands off. Don't you boys come chasing after me because I'm taken type idea. It's also a visible sign to the person who is wearing it that, oh, I'm taken. I belong to someone. Someone belongs to me. I'm married. This is a visible, outward sign of an inward, spiritual commitment. I remember one time when Angela and I were engaged, we went to church one day. How many of you have ever gone to church? Right, everyone should be raising their hands. We went to church one day and we sit down for the service and Angela says, honey, I forgot my ring. I immediately looked at her and said, how could you forget your ring? She's like, I don't know, I just forgot it. So I immediately stood up, I went home, grabbed the ring, came back and gave it to her. Why? Because it's that important to me that everyone knows that she's taken, so no one goes chasing after her. Again, it's a visible sign of an inward commitment. Now it's going to get serious here for a moment. I want to tell you something. Jesus/God wants the same thing with you. Jesus wants a visible, outward symbol of an inward commitment that you belong to Him. And that thing is called water baptism. I'm going to switch to a different mic lead if you want to help me out. This one's short? Alright, if you want to help me out, leave it.